Most important part about Form 7202 is stipulation 32A. And a lot of y'all are eligible for $15,000 and more because a lot of y'all are not making over $511 a day. So as long as you're not making over $511 a day, you're eligible for 10 days twice. And I know that sounds crazy. So I'm here to tell y'all that 2023 is gonna be rocky and shaky. Whenever you start seeing large companies lay off people at an all-time high, expect a trickle-down effect to the employees, to the small businesses, to the mom and pop shops. And what do you think it means for us as citizens? Is not just citizens, but us as black people. But there's an all-time high of layoffs. There's usually an all-time high of money being made available to you that you don't have to pay back. They run concurrent. Anytime, whenever there is money being made available to you at an all-time high, I promise you there is an all-time high layoffs going on at the same time simultaneously, just like the pandemic. People are always saying ain't no such thing as free money. Never said the money was free. This money is for people that have earned the right because they have been victimized, handicapped, and held subject to extreme circumstances by way of COVID or the pandemic. So this money is due to you if you have a business that has been hindered from success, or if you have children that has been hindered or subject to. The money I'm talking about is Form 7202, which pretty much applies to everybody, and it's a credits for family and sick leave. And I'm gonna break that down for y'all in just a second. I've been giving y'all blueprints and plans to go by to sustain yourself for the rough times to come. And unfortunately, you're not gonna have time to catch up. You're not gonna have time to play catch up either. For the people that's my age, I'm 27. If you 21 to 27 or even younger, you've never really experienced or know what it felt like to be a part of a true recession. The last recession we had was 2008. And you have to understand that this recession that we are coming into, or into already actually, is actually at a climax. So we never really knew what it felt like to be in a recession or on the cusp of a depression. Ask yourself this question. So if they're laying off all these people at an all-time high, what's happening to the money that they were supposed to pay all of these people that they laying off? The funds are being redirected to elsewhere, and they're actually being available to you that way you can sustain yourself or thrive for the hard times to come, which will be in the next year, 2 years, 3 years possibly. The reality is, once we realize what's really going on, and I'm talking about black people, it's gonna be damn near too late, because we so caught up and they got us in such a rapture and a matrix with this social media that we don't care to look at or pay attention to anything else. We don't watch the news. We don't keep up with current events other than rappers, actors, celebrities, Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, Brittany Griner, so on and so forth. They got y'all caught up with trying to figure out what your spirituality is, and you trying to identify yourself spiritually through some pseudo information, trying to figure out what your ancestral roots are, the whole time when they're benefiting and gaining the real spirituality, which is money. Because spirituality, the definition of spirituality, has nothing to do with praying or God or anything like that. It's about money, resources. So while they reaping the benefits and getting the real spirituality, we over here trying to identify ourselves through some shit that's some pseudo information. If you want to follow that, okay, cool. But when people don't get the access to funds to be that are available to them to be able to thrive, what they end up doing, they tend to start abusing each other. And what black people did during the pandemic, when they didn't have the funds to thrive, when all that money ran out, when all the scamming was over with, or even when the scamming was going on, who was scamming who? Black people was scamming other black people to get information to get money from the government. How crazy is that? So let me ask y'all another question, black people. When do you ever find out about information about money or anything that's available to you, or funds that's available to you by way of the Treasury or the IRS? When do you ever hear about information about that? Hardly never, or when the opportunity window has closed. That's when we find out about money. So don't be caught behind the 8 ball, man. Go and get this bread. Let's break it down. Let me make this clear. For Form 7202, you're gonna need 1099. For the ERC, the Employee Retention Credit, people are gonna need W-2s. Form 7202 titles credits for family and sick leave. Don't let that word credits get you all out of whack. Just a term that they're using. So basically they're saying that for self-employed people, you may cut grass, you may be a barber, you may do hair, you may sell clothes, whatever it is that you may be doing, this applies to you. Most important part about Form 7202 is stipulation 32A. And a lot of y'all are eligible for $15,000 and more because a lot of y'all are not making over $511 a day. So as long as you're not making over $511 a day, you're eligible for 10 days twice. And I know that sounds crazy. Basically what they're saying is that everyone who has had the right to be impacted by COVID during the pandemic, or since last November, or no, since last January to November 2021, you're eligible. But what I advise you guys to do is get you someone that is a professional of some sort to go over these forms with y'all, because it's really thick and it's basically legal jargon that it becomes, and you not being educated to interpret the information that's in this legal jargon, you're not really gonna know on certain points of what to do or how to go about it. So get you somebody that's a professional to go over it with you, and so you can get it filled out properly and get the money that you need, man. Don't wait, get this bread, capitalize.
Get the bag at least 5 different ways. I've been working too long, getting it in, I need a raise. I'm a dog when it come to these hoes, I need a cage. For the load, I hop on the road and switch lanes.
Every morning that I wake up, I got 5 different plays. Plug got the load in, he got 5 different strains. They ask me what I'm holding, I tell them 5 different names. When I run the phone in, I fuck 5 different ways.
I can show you how to get the cats 5 different ways. I can show you how to fuck 5 bitches different days. I can show you how to get the bag to move to different states. I can show you how to get the bill when you switch the chains.
I get the money stacked, the way it just keep coming in. Running up numbers off the top, what you trying to spin? Had a bad bitch on top of me, she was finna sin. Then right after back to the trap, I'm trying to get it in.
Get the pack, I go straight to the block, I'm trying to get it in. You ain't trying to talk about no dollars, then I don't comprehend. I just fucked the bitch for some hours, she had to phone a friend. I just made her throw in the tide, now she can't go again.
I'ma get the bag at least 5 different ways. I've been working too long, getting it in, I need a raise. I'm a dog when it come to these hoes, I need a cage. For the load, I hop on the road and switch lanes.
Every morning that I wake up, I got 5 different plays. Plug got the load in, he got 5 different strains. They ask me what I'm holding, I tell them 5 different names. When I run the phone in, I fuck 5 different ways.
I can show you how to get the cats 5 different ways. I can show you how to fuck 5 bitches different days. I can show you how to get the bag to move to different states. I can show you how to get the bill when you switch the chains.